I know we talked about it before, and it's really starting to hit home as LeBron James's career comes to a close. And I've told you just before that the day LeBron James retires, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I spent so many years um, rooting against LeBron, and and ironically enough, this guy just broke the NBA record, scoring 40,000 points for a career. And his post game conference, people were really um, puzzled, or I don't know, disgusted might be too strong of a word, but people were really surprised that he got up on that podium and he said, "Hey, people from day one, people wanted me to fail." And it brought some joy to my heart hearing people call him out for that, because that's always been my biggest knock against LeBron, is that from day one, this guy had no opportunity to fail. From day one, this guy was crowned and given essentially everything, stuff that a lot of players have to earn. Kobe had to earn calls. Michael had to earn calls. Everybody had to earn calls. This guy was giving calls from day one. They they let this guy get
Yeah,
to an NBA championship against the Spurs when he was not ready, and Spurs swept them. But I mean, this guy, in my opinion, it has been fun rooting against LeBron James. He has made the game entertaining, but at the same time, I'm starting to question. I'm not starting to question because I said it all along. It's just, it's just really kind of coming into fruition, especially with the All Star game. People was disgusted with the All Star game, and in my opinion, man, LeBron James really hurt the game of basketball.
my problem with LeBron, man, is, as you know, when LeBron first came into the league, man, I was a fan of LeBron. My problem with LeBron nowadays is that I don't want to take anything away from LeBron, because I started off a LeBron fan. You know what I'm saying? I was a LeBron fan for many years, and but my problem with him now is that people want to call him the greatest of all time,
He want to
and
call himself the greatest of all time, but go ahead.
but but my problem with, like, to piggyback off what you say, he just broke a record for, the most 40,000 points or whatever. And the thing for me with that is, like, man, this nigga's been in the league longer than most NBA players have ever played. So you know what I'm saying. Of course, he's gonna break some of his records. It's not like he's a bad player. You know what I'm saying. He's a good record. So he's a good player. But if most people had played in this league for over 20 years, then you're gonna break a record somewhere. You know what I'm saying. You're gonna start breaking records. You know what I'm saying. And it's just more so. I don't want to say that the league isn't as. I don't want to say the league isn't as talented as it used to be, because that's not true. But I just feel like the league used to be more.
Competitive.
Yeah, it was harder to get a basket back in the day. You know what I'm saying. I think if LeBron had to play in Jordan's era, then he wouldn't have as many points as he did, or even Kobe's era. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he did play in Kobe's era, but he played at the end of Kobe's era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, so my thing is that the flopping, um, say what you will about flopping, but in my opinion, no player has ever flopped harder than LeBron James.
Vlade
Uh,
Divac.
yeah, but Vlade Divac was a European player who played center. Like that, like Europeans are known for flopping. That's in their game. But in the NBA, flopping was not. It was not as utilized as it is now. Now everybody flops. Now it's a joke. But LeBron definitely, in my opinion, was the first player I remember seeing flop, especially as a superstar. Like you saw superstars look for the calls. Yeah, they look for the calls, but were they flopping like that? Nah, they was going at you. But you know, I think that took away from the defensive aspect. Um, can't play defense no more because all players got to do is flop. Boom, that's a call right there. Joining Miami, that took away the competitive edge. Instead of guys trying to, dog eat dog, now let's just join up and let's just go from there. And now everything is just, and I mean, social media plays a part in that too. But now everybody's buddy buddy. Everybody's worried about their brand. I watched a clip from KG and Paul Pierce talking, and KG was saying they're talking about the All-Star game, and KG was saying, part of this falls on LeBron. Basically being too cool for the dunk contest. Like, nah, I ain't gonna. Basically, I'm too cool for that. And it's like there's no rite of passage no more. It's just as soon as you show up to the league, you've arrived. There's no coming up. Like there's no graduation. There's no earning your stripes. This era, everything's given, and it seems like not much is earned. And I know now I sound like an old guy, but I mean that's how it was back in the day. Like you grow to appreciate that. We play video games. Who wants to play a video game where you start off with everything? You gotta go through the levels. You gotta lose a couple
Right.
times. You gotta go out and work for it. And then when you at the
Yeah.
top, you at the top. But it just feels like as soon as you come into the league now, everything is just given. Everybody's your friend. You don't gotta earn too much, and it's just a sad state of affairs. And I'm gonna go ahead and blame
Like
LeBron for that.
I mean I don't blame LeBron totally. I think he's a part of it, but I think he's just a product of the generation he was brought up in. And when he came into the league started to change. It was the outskirts. It was the ending of the NBA league that we know, and it was turning into what it is now. And like you said, the major thing that you said that struck a chord with me is that everybody's buddy buddy, everybody's friends. Now back in the day when we were playing, because we are old, because back in the day when we were watching basketball, one of the things that made basketball interesting was these guys hated each other, at least on the court. I mean, they might have been friends off the court. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of the retired guys that kick it now. You know what I'm saying? They're friends but that's because they were battle tested. You know what I'm saying? They went to war with the guy across them. You know what I'm saying? They went to war. Like when we were on the court, it's all no holds bar, man. We going at each other no matter what. You my enemy to the end. And after the game, man, we can go out and have a beer or whatnot. But for right now, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That and the three ball. I can't
there you
fucking
go.
stand.
So right there is where I'm disagree with you, and I know you gonna discredit it because you think he ruined the game. But I can't blame the generation because LeBron James is older than me, and who's younger than LeBron James is Steph Curry. And Steph Curry had the right mentality. Steph Curry. Uh, Steph Curry been working since day one. I'm not saying LeBron James has been working since day one. But Steph Curry's been working since day one. Uh he was a lottery pick. I think he went seventh overall. But at the same time, nobody said that this guy is gonna be the greatest shooter of all time. Nobody said that coming out of college. And he got drafted by the Warriors. He had to come up under Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson is a hard coach to play for. Never got Mark Jackson fired. Played under Mark Jackson. Stayed with his team the whole time. Um, he's not built like LeBron
so
James. He's not built like
so let,
LeBron James. Go ahead.
so let me say this about Steph Curry, man, because I think I've misrepresented him wrong. So Steph Curry is one of my favorite players, man. Even to this day, even though I don't watch basketball anymore, Steph Curry is one of my favorite players. And I think I've been saying it wrong all these years because I've always said Steph Curry ruined the game, but it wasn't Steph Curry that ruined the game because, like you said, Steph Curry worked for everything that he got. He came in and he made a name for himself, and he ended up being the greatest one of, if not the greatest shooter of all time, one of the greatest shooters up there. You know what I'm saying? So I've been saying it wrong all these years. I feel like Steph Curry ruined the game, but it wasn't him personally. It was what he represented. It's like, so he became so good at shooting the ball that all the kids that looked up to Steph Curry imitated imitated his 3-point shooting, and they got really good at it. But the guys that the imitations of Steph Curry are not as Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole league now emulates Steph Curry, but they don't have the heart and the drive that Steph Curry has.
So where I'm gonna disagree with you at is that the shots that Steph Curry takes, guys have always taken those shots. Just when you went to play organized basketball, you were not allowed to take those shots. If you took that shot, you were sitting down on the bench. So I would say that no matter what Steph Curry does, even if you see that on TV, you only allowed to emulate that if your coach allows you to emulate that. So it wasn't even really. I don't think it was really Steph Curry. I think it was something that you also hate. Well, I don't know if you hate it. I know I dislike it, and I feel like you do dislike it as well. But it's analytics. The analytics say 3-point shots, 3-point shots. Hey, why? Because 3 is more than 2. And if you could get a 2-point shot at a 50% clip, then why not take a 3-pointer at a 40% clip? And that's really what it is. Coaches all got together and started copying each other and was like, hey, let's just shoot more threes. And that's what the game has turned into. Is it Steph Curry? Yeah, I don't know, because like you said, there's only one Steph Curry. But to your point, guys have gotten better at taking the 3-point shot. But guys have always taken a 3-point shot, but it's just more celebrated. Reggie Miller talks about it all the time. He said, if I play in this league today and I was allowed to take the shots that they're allowed to take, oh man, it's not about, I didn't see Steph Curry shooting back then, so I didn't shoot like that. It's just like, nah, that you weren't allowed to take those shots back then, and now the game's changed.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I agree with you as far as guys not being allowed to take the shot. But what I was saying is that the kids seeing Steph Curry make a shot from anywhere on the court at any moment, at any time, and you're right, that is the coach allowing him to do that. But you know what I'm saying, guys stop working on driving to the hole and start working more on that 3 ball. And like you said, they got better at it. Like that's why I said I'm not doubting the talent, because guys are way better shooters than they used to be when we were watching basketball. But that's not exciting basketball. I mean, it was exciting for a little while because it was like you weren't used to guys making those kind of shots. Like the guys will make those shots every now and then. It's like damn, what was my man's name on The Incredibles? Um, the enemy on The Incredibles. I can't remember his name right now, but his thing was, I'm gonna make everybody super, because once everybody is super, nobody is. And having people being good at the 3-point shotter used to be an amazing thing because you didn't see it that often, and it was like, oh my god, he hit the 3-pointer. You know what I'm saying? If you hit the 3-pointer at a buzzer, then you like, oh my god, I can't believe he hit that, because it was a thing that wasn't a everyday thing. It was like it was a specialty thing. It was like, man, you had certain guys that could hit that shot, and if they were able to knock it down, because it was a difficult shot. But now it's not a difficult shot anymore. it's shooting three pointers like shooting a 15-foot jumper, and it's not special anymore.
I got you. We will never agree on your disdain for the 3-point shot.
We will not. We will not. We will not. It has ruined the game. It has ruined the game. And they need a limit. They need a limit on it. They need a limit. You should only have a certain amount of 3-pointers per game.
It's probably
once you run out of 3-pointers, you can't shoot them no more.
It's probably one of your most unique takes that is probably the most that is specific to you. And that's okay. That's okay. I would say that what ruined the game is guys, the lack of competition. Guys pairing up with their buddies.
No, I agree with you.
Right. But you also throw 3-point shooting in there. That's where you lose me at. But guys pairing up with their it's not even close. If it was a game and guys shot all 3-pointers, but they were playing hard defense and physical, and I saw competition and a level of what's the word? Not animosity or anything, but just I want to beat you so bad. If I saw that and they shot all threes, I have no complaints.
Maybe, but I will have to see that game, and I've yet to see it.
Yeah, 3-pointers have no effect on the game, for me. But
you know where you get that competitive no matter what, when guys drive to the hole.
Then you get fouls. So you should watch have you ever watched a Milwaukee Bucks game?
I've seen one before. I wouldn't say I've watched them.
Well, watch a Milwaukee Bucks game, because you are describing Giannis, and I got no problems with Giannis. He's like Shaq. He's like Shaq would handle. So I mean, he'll post you up too, but at the most part, Giannis's whole game is like 75% driving to the hole, and either he's gonna get to the basket or he's gonna get fouled. So you're either gonna see a lot of fouls or a lot of him getting to the basket or getting triple teamed and kicking it out to somebody. It's not like
but then that goes back to
the most compelling thing ever.
Okay, but then that goes back to your point. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, but then that goes back to your point. Like, okay, if Giannis is doing that, he can't be the only one on the court doing that. Who is this competition on the other side that's competing, that's going down like Giannis drove to the hole and slammed hard? Now, who's the other guy on the other team that's doing that?
Well, I mean, Giannis is in the category of LeBron James. Like, those guys are good, but those guys are also freakish athletes. Shaq was good, but Shaq was a freakish athlete as well. Like, that's why Steph Curry shoots as many threes as he does, because Steph Curry is not a freakish athlete. So he can't just drive in and bulldoze his way to the basket like LeBron or Giannis or, guys like that.
I'm not saying that Giannis shouldn't dominate the league. My point is, even if there's a guy out there that's not as freakish an athlete as Giannis is, he doesn't have any competition out there driving to the hole and that plays that style of game like he does. That even if they're not as talented as them, I think that guys will rather shoot a 3-ball than attempt to drive to the hole.
Nah, because the league is so soft now. Like, driving to the hole, if you a star, you're gonna get the call.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The league is soft now. Where are the tough guys that want to drive through the lane, through guys like?
What I'm trying to say is that driving to the lane doesn't mean you're tough. Everybody drives to everybody could drive. Like, it's just if you're gonna get the call. if you don't get the call, if you're not gonna get the call, there's no point. Cade Cunningham drives to the hole all the time, but he don't get the call, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense for him to drive to the hole. If you're not gonna get the call, like you just gonna go in there.
No, I'm not saying drive to the lane to get the call. Drive to the lane to get the basket.
Right, but if you got 3 guys waiting for you at the rim, the probability of making the shot is not good, unless you're Giannis, because you could reach over everybody. You gotta
That's
jump
not
everybody.
true, man. That's not true. Allen Iverson, Stephon Marbury, all those guys did it back in the day when we were watching basketball. It was guys that played the paint and they still make the basket in. Huh?
They got calls too.
Yeah, I'm not saying calls aren't a part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, but if you drive in there and to make the basket, like one of the things that made the thing interesting was it was guys waiting for you in the paint, and then once you got to those guys, you had to do something. You had to make a move. You had to twirl. You had to twist. You had to power through. Whatever your skill set was, you had to do something to still make that shot. I've seen those guys back in the day. It wasn't like they was just driving to the hole and there wasn't nobody waiting on them. They did amazing things to make those shots.
And you're saying that people are focused less on up and unders and floaters, and they move that out to taking 3-pointers.
Yes. Not that they can do it, but they're more focused on the 3-pointers.
Hey, man. It's a unique take, man. It's a unique take.
I'm just saying what I see, man. Like you said, like I said, I'm not here to say I'm an expert or anything. But when I do watch basketball, and you watch a lot more basketball than I do, so I am not one to tell you what is right and what is wrong. But I'm just telling you when I watch basketball, what I see.
Well, man, I think that's a good place to leave it. Like I said, we're going to get back at y'all. We're going to see what the Lions do. We're very interested in free agency. Still waiting on that Amon-Ra St. Brown contract. And
definitely.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and let's see what these Lions are going to do with Jared Goff. I'm truly interested to see. But when no. But when we get some more news on free agency, we'll probably have another show. But until then,